or at www.jreexterminating.com.
Migs of Saluda, serving tasty dishes, appetizers, fresh salads, hot out of the oven fresh subs, chicken, steak, and seafood, and the best Italian dishes and pizza around. Visit them today, 216 Greenwood Highway. For a drive-through or pickup, call ahead, 864-445-9990. At Motor Coach Paint and Body, we put quality first. Whether it's your vehicle, RV, boat, or aircraft, we can handle it all. Leave it to us to take care of your insurance claims, or you can pay us right out of your pocket. So call BR Britt Reams today, 864-445-7747, and like us on Facebook. Newberry County Memorial Hospital, your hospital. Our mission is to provide exceptional care with a personal touch. Newberry Hospital is engaged in the passionate pursuit of optimal care, treatment, and convenience. Our goal is to always be the first choice for your quality health care needs. No one handles care better. NewberryHospital.org. There's only one thing faster than a Stuart Young offense. YourNorthland.com. With internet, cable, TV, and phone beginning at $25 a month, you can get out of the slow lane and into the fast lane in no time. So speed it up with YourNorthland.com. Northland Cable, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger Athletics. Come play the thrill of the hill at Persimmon Hill Club. With the longest hole in South Carolina, you're sure to be challenged. Afterwards, unwind with your friends around the 19th hole in our restaurant. 126 Golf Club Avenue. We welcome to see you at Persimmon Hill Golf Club. Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing. For over 50 years, we've been serving our customers by providing reasonable services at prices you can afford. When it comes time to get your car or truck towed in, call us. 864-543-2957. We serve 96 and Saluda 24/7. Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing. Punks, PB and Jam, 1150 Batesburg Highway is open to serve you Wednesday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. with breakfast, lunch, and catering. Call ahead for takeout, 864-445-3434. Punks, PB and Jam.
And we're glad to be here with you live from Miggs. And we're expecting Coach Alton Wilson to call us in just a few minutes. We're also going to be joined by Dennis O'Keefe, South Carolina High School Hall of Fame referee. He's going to be joining us in just a few moments. And also we were joined earlier, you can go back and watch it on the replay, by Brandon Boat, Master Trooper of the South Carolina Highway Patrol. He encourages you, don't drink and drive in this holiday season. And today we want to remember Dr. Wyman Shealy. Saluda will miss you, Dr. Shealy, and we thank all the years he was a dentist here in Saluda and did so much good in this community. We could just not tell it all, but we appreciate his memory today here on Tiger Talk Tuesday. And we'll take your calls too, so call on in. 864-980-7768 is the number. We'd love to take your calls. Just call us in, and we'll talk about anything you want to, including the Border Bash. The Georgia Bulldogs at South Carolina going to be a great game as well as other games coming up this weekend, and that's who my good friend Carson Burgess is about to join us. Carson, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to George.
Yes, it's good to be here. I don't know why you're saying that's going to be a good game.
Well, it's going to be close.
You.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
I wouldn't say
They've
that.
got a new quarterback, Luke Doty, and I think he did a fine performance in the second half, coming back on Missouri, and
it was Missouri.
and then of course we have a new quarterback as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how he works. Yeah.
The only reason I could see of JT Daniels riding the bench for the first half of this season was because he really was hurt. He looked good.
Yeah, and I don't know why he hadn't been earlier.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's wrong with the kid? Why ain't he been playing?
Call in 864-980-7768. We'd love to take your calls here. We're live from Miggs. And just shortly, again, we're going to be joined by Coach Alton Wilson. There's us with Coach Wilson as we went to California Dreaming at the old depot, the train station down there in Columbia. Jeffrey Jordan was with me then, and we had a good time down there visiting with him, and had a good steak and enjoyed a good time fellowship. That was right before the Columbia game. We played for Saluda, and Ryan Merchant is there with us too. And I really appreciate them, especially on an away game like that. They helped me carry all the equipment. Because somebody asked me, said, what do you do for fun? I said, right here. I enjoy doing Saluda Now whenever I can and being part of our community and get out about everything going on. And speaking of the word out, I want to encourage you to take advantage of the mobile testing site tomorrow at Emmanuel Church. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. No cost to community, no appointment needed, with or without symptoms if available. Please bring a picture ID. Patients under 18 must be accompanied by a legal guardian. Results available 5 to 7 days. Please wear a mask. And we want to invite you to the drive-through Christmas with Santa, Ms. Claus, and of course her helpers. And all the way from the North Pole, they're going to be handing out hot cocoa, cookies, candy, bags at the town park. That's going to be Monday, December the 14th, 3 p.m., 416 South Jefferson Street, Saluda. Enter on South Jefferson, exit on Penn Creek Road at the Saluda Town Park. We'll be right back after this commercial break. You're watching Tiger Talk Tuesday, coming live from Miggs.
When you have experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust the Ramey Funeral Home staff to guide you through the process of honoring their life. At RameyFuneralHome.com, you can find pre-planning information, obituaries, as well as resources for grief and healing. Ramey Funeral Home, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger Athletics. At Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, caring is a way of life. Our 176-bed nursing facility serves Saluda County since 1968. We offer 24/7 skilled nursing care, and our staff is consistent, compassionate, caring, and knowledgeable. Outpatient rehab therapy services are provided through Physicians Order Services. Call for a free tour, 864-445-2146 or saludanursing.org. The law office of Nancy T. Jordan specializes in family court matters and representing individuals injured in automobile collisions. At the Law Office of Nancy T. Jordan, you get experienced, compassionate results. When you need legal representation, call 803-785-7879 or email Nancy at nancyjordanlaw.com. The Ridge Baptist Association is 24 member churches sharing the gospel of Christ. We partner together, serve alongside each other, learn from one another, and connect to God. We invite you to come visit us this Sunday in one of our member churches. Ridge Baptist Association, better together.
The Wills Agency, your local nationwide insurance agent, is open to serve you with offices in Aiken, Batesburg, and Saluda. Call for your free quote today for auto, home, life, and business. Let me help you save today. James S. Wills Agency. Nationwide is on your side.
The town of Saluda, working together for the betterment of our municipality. We encourage the Tigers tonight, both on the field and off the field, as they work in the classroom. And we are a proud supporter of Saluda now. Timeless Roofing, over 25 years experience, licensed and insured. Before and after, you can see quality and integrity. Never gets old. TimelessRoofingSC.com. Call for a free quote, 803-687-4184, and tell them Cuz sent you. Come to a Midlands institution, Wiz's Eatery, 110 Church Street, Batesburg, Leesville, where they have mouth-watering burgers, steak and seafood, great salad bar, as well as pizza. Call in tonight, 803-532-1157, or stop by and dine in. Wiz's Eatery. Get back to the good. We know your credit score isn't the whole story, which is why we take a close look at your financial history to get you on the path to a stable future. How can we serve you with loans up to $10,000 approved in 1 hour? Tax services at the end of the year, we can help you with your financial needs. Call 864-445-3770 or visit our website, loansbyworld.com.
And we're back with you on Saluda now, and we're waiting Coach Alton Wilson to call us in, and we're going to visit with him as well as Dennis O'Keefe. He's going to be our special guest in just a few moments. And here's Coach Wilson. All right, Coach Wilson, how you doing today?
I am good, Bert. How are you?
We thank you for joining us on Saluda now, and I tell you, I was showing them the picture of us going to California Dreaming. That's the last time we seen you, and you were facing some surgery right before then.
Yeah, I'm doing fine, and I'm just getting ready for the ball game Saturday.
Yeah, gonna be a good one as Georgia Bulldogs travel to South Carolina Gamecocks. It's gonna be a 7:30 kickoff on Saturday at Williams-Brice Stadium. And also joining us, Coach Wilson, is Carson Burgess.
How you doing, Coach? I don't think I've seen or heard from you since I was in the 5th grade.
It's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize he was your coach then.
He was our teacher at Hollywood.
Wow.
That's correct. That's
PE
correct.
teacher?
Yes, sir.
How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I believe it's going to be wide right this year. Why not?
It will be a nail biter for sure. What was your thoughts, Coach, about Luke Doty coming on the scene midway of the game last week?
Well, he gave a different look. He could he could run with the ball. Like reminded me of Mike Cole. And
Yes, sir.
but I believe it's gonna be wide right on Saturday. And last year when Ernie was running out on the field to kick that field goal, he looked down in the corner and Coach Steve Spurrier was standing there. And and he's going to be at the game Saturday.
I didn't realize that. That's a little good tidbit for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm sure they consulted with him, too, about the next hire at South Carolina.
What if Steve Spurrier is like, screw it, let me come back?
I didn't understand you.
What if Steve Spurrier is just like, screw it, let me come back and coach this team so y'all can win some ball games again?
No, we don't. No, I think we're going to get Coach win one soon.
Well, that is a good question, Coach. Who do you think is the front runner? We know probably Hugh Freeze is out, and there's a couple more left. What's your thoughts, or have you heard anything?
I have not heard anything, and, I really don't have any thoughts. I just hope, like I said, they can get somebody who can win one soon. That's all.
Yes. And the names we have heard, of course, is Billy Napier.
Yeah.
And he is at, is it
Louisiana.
Louisiana, and that's the Duck Dynasty School. That's where Duck Commander Phil Robertson, quarterback, under, who was it? He was back up to a famous
Terry
quarterback.
Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, okay.
Yes, sure was.
And and Billy has done really good down there, and I think he would be a good fit. And the other one we heard about would be
Shane Beamer.
Shane Beamer.
Correct.
And I have heard some rumblings that he might be the one, Shane Beamer. I know that he's going to get an interview.
That's what people are saying.
Well, we're going to know soon.
But I will say this, they're keeping a tight lid on it over there this time, ain't they?
So it seems that way, but it always comes out.
Yeah, Friday we had an interview with Mike Uvo from White Fox News. He was on the Friday show, and he was the guy that broke the news that Will Muschamp was fired. He was camping out. I don't know if you know how the complex works, but when you drive up that big, looks like a big press box, but it's actually the sports building where the Jumbotron's over. You sent me a picture of something that was on it. You did, or somebody this week, and it showed the different players they had on there, and was comparing the great players to some of them that were playing now, which was a head scratcher. But anyway, he parked his SUV over there in the parking lot around 2:30. Mike actually got there when the guys got home. Will Muschamp had left, and after lunch, and what the word was from Mike is that Ray Tanner must have had a Thanksgiving get-together or something going on, and when that's why he waited till the afternoon to fire him. And the Board of Trustees had an emergency meeting that afternoon around 2:30, and he was fired. But Mike said, no, not Mike, the other guy that comes on the show some, I can't remember his name anyway, but he had said that what really indicated to him that there was about to be a coaching change was that on Will Muschamp's Twitter, he had dropped head coach of South Carolina. Off of his Twitter, he had edited it out that quick. before the meeting even took place.
I just want to know how much he's going to sell that mansion on Lake Murray for.
Well, I hate it, but it seems like we do best is to blow it up and throw it over again.
Yep. Well,
So,
and it looks like it's affecting your recruiting too, but I don't have to anyway.
oh, sure it is. Sure it is.
But things will, begin to come together when you get a new head coach in there. And
Well, yeah. Well, Bert, I'll leave you with this. Last year I told you the best thing ever came out of Athens was Highway 441.
right.
Well, have you ever been to the Varsity Drive-In in Atlanta?
Oh yeah. That's where
Well,
the Georgia Tech folks at.
Yeah, right
They
by
got one in Athens too. That's
yeah,
where we.
right by the Georgia Institute of Technology,
Yes.
which y'all call North Avenue Trade School.
That's right.
Well, next time you go to the Varsity, I want you to go in the restroom and look at the toilet paper. On every sheet, it will say, University of Georgia BS Diploma. Please take one. Y'all have a good one, and y'all have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Happy
You too,
Thanksgiving to you, Coach. And we'll
All
be
right, bye-bye.
right back after this commercial break. You're watching Tiger Talk Tuesday live from Mix. Call in or comment your questions. 864-980-7768.
All out stuff grinding. Call Zach for a free quote. No job too big, no stuff too small. Give us a call. 803-580-1332. Before and after, you'll see the difference. All out stuff grinding.
At Allen Harmon Trucking, we treat your load and our truckers like family. Wake up to a beautiful sunrise in your big rig office, then be at home in time to kiss your wife and kids goodnight. Call us today for more information, 864-445-7249. Allen Harmon Trucking is a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger football.
Are you ready to consider a job that provides consistent pay, great benefits, and paid time off? Then join the AMIC team. We'll teach you everything you need to know. Apply today for positions at our Batesburg facility at www.amicfarms.com. Phone interviews are available for quick consideration. That's amicfarms.com. Berry Insurance Group, located in Batesburg, Leesville, offering auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance. Owned and operated by Will Berry. Choose local. Choose independent. Choose Berry Insurance Group. 803-307-0030 or online at berryingroup.com.
CM Tree Service. Cody Berry and Martin Berry are ready to give you a free estimate. We're insured for tree removal and pruning. Call us today. 864-377-7898 or 864-980. On Facebook, CM Tree Service.
With Cricket Wireless Savings, the whole family can watch Saluda now. The difference is clear as Cricket's signal when you see the money you can save by switching. And with nationwide 5G coverage, your wireless connectivity is wherever life takes you. So come by Cricket Wireless today at 300 South Jefferson and let us show you the Cricket difference.
Crumley Ford, 102 Greenwood Highway, Saluda, invites you to come in today to save. The 2020 Ford Edge Escape Explorer and Expedition has 0% financing for 60 months. Call today, 864-445-2107, and talk to Mike, Will, or Lauren at Crumley Ford. Save money, save time. Shop Crouch's First. Whether it's lumber, paint, hardware, electrical, plumbing, We supply you from feed to field. Yeti, Traeger, Blackstone, Costa, Salty Britches, Milwaukee, Makita, and much more. Come by and visit us today. 508 North Main Salute or call 864-445-0063.
Shop local at Economy Furniture. Huge savings on Benchcraft, Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishings, and so many more. Visit our website now to see all our specials at economyfurniture.com. Right on the corner, right on the price.
Edwards Heating and Cooling, Saluda, South Carolina, provides you excellent service when it comes to your HVAC unit. Keith and Dawn Edwards have many years' experience in the heating and cooling business. They invite you to call them today, 864-445-0088, or visit their website, edwardsandheatingcoolingllc.com. Go, Saluda Tigers! When it comes tax time, look no further than H&R Block, 304th North Main, Saluda. They make sure you get all the deductions you need to save money. When it comes tax time, trust the professionals at H&R Block. Call them 864-445-2958 and like them on Facebook.
JRA Exterminating, the most trusted name in pest extermination. Remember, folks, whether it's cockroaches or piss ants, call Justin Anderson at JRA Exterminating today at 803-532-1122 or at www.jraexterminating.com.
Miggs of Saluda, serving tasty dishes, appetizers, fresh salads, hot out of the oven fresh subs, chicken, steak, and seafood, and the best Italian dishes and pizza around. Visit them today, 216 Greenwood Highway. For a drive-through or pickup, call ahead, 864-445-9990.
And we're glad to be back here with you on Saluda Now. We had Coach Alton Wilson visit us today. And also we had Master Trooper Brandon Boat urging us all to buckle up and stay sober during the Thanksgiving season. And we want to remind you again, COVID clinics tomorrow at Emmanuel Church, 793 Columbia Highway, sponsored by MUSC and Clemson University. That's going to take place 10 to 3 p.m. And then also, we're going to have the drive-through Christmas event featuring Santa, Ms. Claus, and her helper elf, all the way from the North Pole. It's going to be on December the 14th at 3 o'clock. And we'll have more information about that. But right now, joining us on Saluda Now is a legendary referee, Dennis O'Keefe. Mr. Dennis, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now.
Well, look, Bert, it's always a pleasure.
And I hadn't talked to you in a while. The last time I talked to you probably was, I'm trying to think, was it the spring or the fall last year?
I think we got a hold during the summer. You had Teddy and me on at the same time.
Okay. I can't keep up with everything. It goes so fast, you know, the older you get, the faster it gets.
We never hear you on the Teddy show anymore.
Well, he changed his time, and that's my office time, and I'm in the office a lot. And in fact, I did call in today. I didn't get in. Mainly, I wanted to check on Teddy, and but I heard he is undergoing some tests and stuff, and we wish him the best and praying for the best.
Yes, please pray for him. I was with him for an hour this morning, and he's got 2 gashes on his head.
Wow.
He took a nasty fall, and they said they had to clean up all the rug because they had blood all over it and everything. But he seems to be doing a little bit better. Yesterday's show was canceled because he was lightheaded.
Yes. And but we appreciate him and appreciate you too. And are you still refereeing in the playoffs?
Yes, I am.
How about
I have the game between Camden and Gilbert on Friday night.
And that's going to be a good game because Camden's undefeated. Is that right?
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I had Gilbert 2 weeks ago against Lake City, and they beat them 48-12.
Wow!
So it'll be a great game.
Oh, it sounds like it, and we'll be probably tuning in on Facebook. And joining me also is Carson Burgess.
How you doing, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. I want to ask you this. Who do you think is going to win Friday?
In the game that I have?
Yeah.
I would say probably Camden has really got a good team. You may or may not know they went up to Burns and beat them pretty bad, 30-19, I think.
I heard that. But Gilbert, they just took down, who was it last Friday? Dylan?
Well, they had a game against Oceanside. It was scheduled, but Oceanside Academy had a COVID problem. They had a forfeit. But Gilbert beat Dylan very bad. But it was like 37-12.
Wow. That's going to be a nail biter. That'll go down to the wire. And that's another thing that I was going to ask you, too, Mr. Dennis. I got into it with another sports personality, and I'm not going to call the name on the air, but that if your team, like the situation with Clemson, and we put it on our Facebook page on Saluda Now, that Oceanside Collegiate had the same problem this past weekend that Clemson faced when they went down to Tallahassee to play Florida State. And that was if a player tests positive on the team, you are forfeited from the playoffs. Is that right?
Well, there's not enough time to quarantine.
Yeah.
So they got to play the game that weekend. Okay. So they can't postpone the game.
How about
like regular season?
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about, and that Oceanside Collegiate faced the same thing. Which now, what happened in the case of Clemson is that it was a judgment call.
So they say.
Well, the difference between Clemson is they were already down there, yes, and they were ready to play the game. It wasn't like they called it off before they got on the plane.
Yeah, they had done spent $300,000 to feed these boys and travel down to Tallahassee, and there was one positive case that came in after they got there, and they offered like, yo, let's move this thing to Sunday or Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We have the resources. Let's all test again tomorrow, and we will know. And
so they will either play at Clemson or they'll reimburse them the $300,000.
Yeah.
So one of the two.
Yeah.
However, the bad news is that's going to probably cost their quarterback the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't going to get it no way.
Yeah.
Well,
The media refuses to give Clemson any high-ranking trophies like that.
You know, it's kind of ironic because 40 years ago, George Rogers got the Heisman. That would never happen today because you get 8-win team would never be awarded the Heisman Trophy winner.
Absolutely
that's
not.
right. Well, I don't know. Justin Fields is in the running, and I don't think they play but 8 games. Is that right?
Well, that's true.
I don't really know how many games they play.
Yeah, they play 8, I believe, because 2 of the teams that are in the Big
It's 8.
10 are not playing.
So they're 8-0.
They are
4-0 right now.
4-0, yeah. Because their season's going to end after
Well,
ours.
the Gamecocks were 8-4 in 1980.
They're not there today.
A 4-loss team is not getting a Heisman Trophy winner anymore.
And of course, and we know you host the Rapping with the Ref segment on Teddy's show, and I was listening to some of your calls today. And the play you was talking about that was that people were calling about even after you commented on it, that was controversial, happened this weekend. Tell us about that.
Okay, in the first quarter, there was a punt by Missouri,
Right.
and the player came down, got possession of the ball, and then he rolled into the end zone with the ball. Okay, the big difference is between Sunday football and Saturday football. In high school and college, that is a play. So if the player that's on the ground has a complete possession of the ball, it doesn't matter where his legs are. If the ball never penetrated the play to the goal line, it is dead immediately, and it's first down there at that spot. In pro ball on Sunday, if the ball bounces, you can actually save it like basketball, go up in the air, while you're in the air, save it back to another player, just like basketball.
Right.
And that person completely controls the ball in the field of play, and his momentum doesn't carry him into the end zone, then that's a legal play also, even though the ball has already penetrated the goal line. And it does matter if any part of his body is touching the goal line, it is a touchback. So that's what people thought happened Saturday, and that's what happened, but that's not the rule. They got the possession completely at the 1 yard line. It was a good call by the official.
Okay. And here's a question that I have for you. Me and my boss, which is also one of the announcers on Saluda Now, we were calling the Saluda-Batesburg game, which, I mean, there wasn't much to call there. It was Batesburg all the way. Played on Saturday morning, and the reason it was played on a Saturday morning is because Saluda agreed to. They could have played it on a Monday night. I don't know why they didn't, but anyway, that's hindsight. It's 2020. But anyway, Batesburg won the game handedly. But they were kicking off, and I said, oh, my goodness. And they went down and got the ball, and Kevin said, I said, well, Saluda didn't even touch the ball. And he said, well, it's a live ball. I said, a live ball? He said, yeah, you got to field it. And I never have realized that in all my life.
You never seen an onside kick before?
Well, I have seen an onside kick, but when you kick it over, the 40-yard line or 45, and it goes down to the 20 or 30-yard line, I didn't know you had to field it down there. I thought it was just a certain part of the field you had to field it in for it to be an onside kick. But he said no.
Once the ball goes 10 yards and hits the ground, anybody's ball.
Okay.
You don't remember that Clemson game against SC State a couple years
back? But it
back?
has to go 10 yards. Is that right?
Yes.
Correct. Unless the receiving team comes up and touches the ball, then it's anybody's ball.
Okay.
Now the ball cannot be advanced by the kicking team. And as soon as they recover, either they pick it up and start running with it, the ball it is dead.
Now, what was you referencing, Carson?
A couple years ago when Clemson was hosting in SC State,
Mm-hmm.
homeboy forgot to call the fair catch, and the ball was just sitting there in the end zone. Clemson runs down, picks it up, touchdown.
Wow.
Yep.
How about that? And against SC State.
Yep.
So you have to at least take it into your possession, Neil, on the...
Right. If you muff the ball, you got to understand there's a difference between a muff and this. If you muff the ball, it cannot be advanced by the kicking team. If the player gets possession of the ball, then it becomes if the kick is over, it becomes a fumble. They can pick it up and run it in.
Amazing. Well, I learned a lesson in that, and
well, we had what was the play a couple of years ago? You called me about. Oh yeah, I know what it was. They called a guy. He blocked a punt, and they were running in the end zone, and the referee called it for unsportsmanlike for
yes,
showboating or whatever it was at the 5.
Yeah, the coach called you about that.
Yeah, well, they shafted you out of a touchdown.
Correct.
And what happened? That referee was a college official that applied the college rule on that.
Yes.
And that was absolutely correct. You should have gotten the touchdown kickoff from the 25 after. Well, they could have put it on the try, and kick that 35-yard extra point, or it can go on the kickoff. But the touchdown would count.
Yeah, that happened. Something similar happened to that this year, and the same thing
He
happened.
just something like that, right, to his teammate?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, Doug Bird, I can't come down there and work all your games. So.
Yeah, but, one of the things that people don't realize is it's hard to get referees, isn't it?
Yeah, we had a lot of trouble. The COVID didn't help anything. We had a lot of people opt out. 30 in our District 5 in Columbia, and close to 100 around the state. And we already were short of officials. So as a result, we've been really hurting, setting some people that shouldn't have been put on games. Now, at this point in the season, we've got great crews. Semifinals and the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. Yeah. Hall of Famers. So,
yes,
you're not going to have any trouble with rules or crazy stuff.
Right.
The next 2 weeks.
But and I think another thing is, and I may have told you this, and I suggested this to another referee, and he said it was a little absurd, but one of the things I think that we could do, because when y'all travel, you have 6 referees, is that right?
5 during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
You have a referee, an umpire, a linesman, a line judge, and a back judge. Now, starting last week, we added 2 more, a field judge and a side judge.
Right.
And during the playoffs, the clock operator is provided by the high school league.
Okay.
The local person doesn't do it.
Well, that's a good idea. Even with our clock operator over here. But anyway, I think that one of the things that I have thought about is that like the clock operator is from the local school during the regular season.
Well, they can ask for the referee to be assigned out of the high school league office.
Oh.
20 or 25 schools around the state do opt that, but they're not required to.
Yeah,
but they have to meet with me before the game.
Yeah.
While I give them instructions. If they don't come down and talk to me, then I get them. They'll get put on probation.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I thought would might be beneficial because of the limited number of people that are refereeing now is, and I think I've talked to you about this too, is have a referee from each school. That would be like, let's say Saluta's playing Ridge Spring, okay? And Ridge Spring would provide a referee, and then Saluda would provide a referee. Of course, these people would be paid just like your regular referees, but every school would have their own pool of referees to pull from for any game. And then, because really, in what it comes down to, is the head referee, or I guess y'all call him the umpire, is really...
The head referee is the referee.
Okay, the head
behind
referee.
the offensive team. Where's the white cap?
Right.
That's me, baby.
The white cap has got to prove anything anyway. Y'all huddle up and make a decision. So I don't see where any partisanship, and usually a referee is going to swear. I don't know if y'all take an oath or what y'all do, but I know you do something, because even in the Saluda Barnwell game last year for the state championship, the town administrator for Allendale, which is just a city over, was one of the referees in the high school state championship. And I thought that
but he didn't have anything to do with the school, with either school.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, what we don't want is anybody, you cannot, if you graduate of the school, you cannot work that school. If you got a kid that goes to school there, you can't work that school. And we try to keep it as impartial as possible. But what we need to do is, let me put out a plea to anybody that would like to officiate high school football. Call Larry Saunders. He's our district director. 803-543-1965, and tell him you'd be interested in working high school football. Or you call the high school league, 803-798-0120. Talk to Charlie Wensky. Tell him that you want to work high school football, and he'll put you through to the appropriate director. If you live in Aiken, he'll give you Ricky Robinson. If you live in Columbia, he'll give you Larry Saunders. And you'll get trained. You don't just walk onto the field working these games.
Correct.
You got a lot of training, a lot of meetings. This last year was really hard. It was all done by we all got on it was on computer and did Zoom.
Yes.
And the Zoom was handled, but it really isn't the same as meeting in person.
Well, I believe that's going to, and my wife and I were talking about that because she works for DHEC. I think that's going to take the place of meeting in person for a good while, because number one, it's safe, and number two, it's a lot less cost. It's a lot more cost effective.
Absolutely.
Than you getting in the car and meeting in person. And I know y'all have a lot of training and you know, really, you know, you don't get the full effect of being in person. I understand that.
It's something we'll probably be doing until everybody's got a vaccine.
Yeah, and the question is, when will that be? You know, just because the vaccine's coming out next year, and
I promise you there's going to be plenty of people that's like, nah, don't give me that.
Yeah, well, let me just say this. I would say that the basketball, the sports of basketball and indoor sports are going to be really, wrestling and things like that are going to be really under the gun, because with the COVID increase, I don't see how they can play basketball this year.
Well,
College basketball is going to be really tough. I'm the official scorer for the Gamecock men, and they're not even letting the teams. They have to be opposite the scores table and come around and check in. 3,500 maximum people for men and women this year.
yeah, and high school is going to be less than that. I think in Saluda they're just going to let the parents in. I think that's right.
Well, they haven't said to put a minimum, but I'm sure the schools will limit on their own how they'll do it. They really haven't gotten started yet, so it's I don't do basketball anymore, so I'm not privy to all that.
Yeah, I've seen a basketball game on Facebook, and it looked like to me the gym was probably like a rec game, but it was a high school game, and people were spread out, and it looked like to me the gym was like 25 to 30% full, but they were spread out. They all had masks on. And really, I don't even know if they let them cheer. But now this is from another state, so this would be out west. I don't even know if you can stand up and cheer inside, like that, because of the risk of.
Well, they had no cheerleaders in football, and no bands. They could play up in the stands, and that was it. No marching band contest this year. So this was outdoors.
Yeah.
So who knows what it's going to be like indoors.
Well, that's interesting, and that's a big part of the rules too. And before we go, I know we're going to be listening to you at the Gilbert. Oh wow! Okay.
I agree wholeheartedly.
To cover
as Georgia guns for their first consecutive victory over the Gamecocks.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know about Luke Doty. I think if they had played him the whole game against Missouri, it would have been a different outcome. And
I think Shy Smith went out of the game. They were really decimated.
Is he back Saturday?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
I haven't.
But I wouldn't worry too much. You coming to the game, Bulldog?
No, I'm actually going to be on the pool deck with some friends at my house. We have pool deck. We can spread out. It's outside.
Now, make sure it's only 6 friends. You're all wearing your mask. You've all been tested. Because
I saw Rodrigo Blankenship kicking for Indianapolis on Sunday. He won the game.
He did a great job.
Wow.
But I owe Rodrigo for missing that beautiful kick in double overtime last year. One left, baby.
Yeah, that sort of upset me. I wanted to jump in the pool because we was on the pool deck then. But anyway.
We had just given you a break because we missed a chip shot field goal in the first overtime.
Just called
I said, we've lost.
Pressure's a bad thing when it's against you.
That was pretty much his last big victory
And
before getting fired.
Has any of the state playoff games been close that you've called this year?
No, I had Barnwell and who was it? Marion last Friday night, and it was a pretty close game. It was 7-6 Barnwell. They were running out the clock in the first half, and the guy fumbled at number 80. He was a Gamecock recruit. They intercepted the fumble in the air, and he ran 50 yards for the touchdown, and Marion won 21-7. And that was the worst field I have ever worked on.
I watched that game a little bit, and I said, my goodness, what happened down there?
It's just a really bad field.
Yeah.
It's the field, it's next to Zeb Stadium where I am Friday night. It's the second oldest stadium Zepp was built in 1920. This one was built not long after.
How about that?
And I thought I was on a prairie dog field.
Well, just to give you a little tidbit, Abbeville and Dixie, their school board have voted to upgrade their stadiums.
Thank the Lord.
Well, Dixie, so small anyway.
Yeah.
Abbeville's been a perennial powerhouse.
Yeah.
I haven't been up to Abbeville since like 1988. So it's out of my normal range.
Well, don't go sit on them visitors' bleachers until they build some new ones.
Well, Dennis, thank you so much for joining us, and we're hoping that you and your wife and family have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
And we plan on doing it back at you, Bulldog Bird. Good luck Saturday. You won't need it.
We'll see. I don't know. I throw everything out the window when it comes to South Carolina.
If y'all lose to Carolina this weekend, y'all need to go ahead and fire Kirby Smart.
They might do
Move
it.
the university out of Athens.
They might do it.
Everything.
Well, that might happen if you lose, but
Yeah.
you're not going to lose.
Yeah. Well, we hope you have a good Thanksgiving, and we hope to get you back on the program real soon.
I'll do it. Thanks a lot.
Dennis O'Keefe with the South Carolina Hall of Fame referee joining us here on the program today. We're going to be right back after this commercial break. You're watching Tiger Talk Tuesday live from Miggs.
At Motor Coach Paint and Body, we put quality first. Whether it's your vehicle, RV, boat, or aircraft, we can handle it all. Leave it to us to take care of your insurance claims, or you can pay us right out of your pocket. So call BR Britt Reams today, 864-445-7747, and like us on Facebook. Newberry County Memorial Hospital, your hospital. Our mission is to provide exceptional care with a personal touch. Newberry Hospital is engaged in the passionate pursuit of optimal care, treatment, and convenience. Our goal is to always be the first choice for your quality health care needs. No one handles care better. NewberryHospital.org. There's only one thing faster than a Stewart Young offense. YourNorthland.com. With internet, cable, TV, and phone beginning at $25 a month, you can get out of the slow lane and into the fast lane in no time. So speed it up with YourNorthland.com. Northland Cable, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger Athletics. Come play the thrill of the hill at Persimmon Hill Golf Club. With the longest hole in South Carolina, you're sure to be challenged. Afterwards, unwind with your friends around the 19th hole in our restaurant. 126 Golf Club Avenue. We welcome to see you at Persimmon Hill Golf Club. Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing. For over 50 years, we've been serving our customers by providing reasonable services at prices you can afford. When it comes time to get your car or truck towed in, call us. 864-543-2957. We serve 96 and Cholula 24/7. Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing. Punks PB and Jam. 1150 Batesburg Highway is open to serve you Wednesday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. with breakfast, lunch, and catering. Call ahead for takeout, 864-445-3434. Punks PB and Jam. When you have experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust the Ramey Funeral Home staff to guide you through the process of honoring their life. At RameyFuneralHome.com, you can find pre-planning information, obituaries, as well as resources for grief and healing. Ramey Funeral Home, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger Athletics. At Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, caring is a way of life. Our 176-bed nursing facility serves Saluda County since 1968. We offer 24/7 skilled nursing care, and our staff is consistent, compassionate, caring, and knowledgeable. Outpatient rehab therapy services are provided through Physicians Order Services. Call for a free tour, 864-445-2146 or saludanursing.org. The law office of Nancy T. Jordan specializes in family court matters and representing individuals injured in automobile collisions. At the law office of Nancy T. Jordan, you get experienced, compassionate results. When you need legal representation, call 803-785-7879 or email Nancy at nancyjordanlaw.com. The Ridge Baptist Association is 24 member churches sharing the gospel of Christ. We partner together, serve alongside each other, learn from one another, and connect to God. We invite you to come visit us this Sunday in one of our member churches. Ridge Baptist Association, better together.
And we're glad to be back here with you on Tiger Talk Tuesday. We had a good visit with Coach Alton Wilson, as well as Master Trooper Brandon Boat from the South Carolina Highway Patrol. And we just had an interview with Dennis O'Keefe of the South Carolina Hall of Fame referee, and we appreciate him coming by. And this time we're going to start looking at the games this coming Sunday and Saturday. Now, Carson Burgess is joining me, by the way. And let's look at the games and start it. Sorry, I got this parlay card, but that's the only one I could find a printed schedule on because the games have changed so much. So I just found this on the internet because it had all the games on it, and also it had the spread on, because I don't want y'all to think I'm playing parlay card.
That's my parlay card, not the Reverend's.
But anyway, let's look at college football. We see first up there, Carson. It's Alabama is the home team, and the away team is Auburn. The line's 24. Woo! 3:30 kickoff on CBS.
And they'll cover it.
Yeah. Alabama's for real.
They're clearly the best team to me right now.
Yeah. And then we see a 7 o'clock kick for the home team, Texas A&M, as LSU is coming down, and it's a 14-point favorite. Wow. Against LSU?
LSU. A&M's going to cover that one too, probably.
Then the game we've been talking about, the 7:30 kick at Williams-Brice, as Georgia travels to South Carolina, 22.
It'll probably be about 30, 35.
Wow. Halftime's over.
Yep.
And then we see a 7:30 kickoff with West Virginia hosting Oklahoma, and they're 11-point favorite.
Yeah,
Oklahoma is.
I think it's possible that West Virginia covers. They have a really, really good defense this year. But Oklahoma has really turned it on after losing 2 really early on. And Spencer Rattler's looking better every week. Oklahoma's going to win. I'm not sure if they cover the spread, though.
Yeah, that's a pretty good spread there. The next game we're looking at, of course, is Indiana, and they're hosting Maryland as a 2-touchdown favorite, Carson.
Indiana, they about came back and beat Ohio State Saturday. They were down 35-7, and they ended up losing 42-35.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason that game didn't go to overtime is because their quarterback ended up throwing a pick six early in the second half. But with that said, Maryland ain't played in like 3 weeks, I think, because of COVID. And Indiana's going to win, but Maryland is going to be a really close game. It definitely ain't going to be no 2 touchdowns.
All right. And then the next game we see is Oklahoma State, and they're hosting Texas Tech as an 11-point favorite.
Yeah, they ought to cover.
Yeah, that ought to be a good game there. Baylor and Kansas State, a close one here as Baylor hosts Kansas State, and it's a 5.5-point difference.
I think they messed something up on that card because Kansas State, they going to mop.
That's what I'm
them.
thinking. I think that's going to be the spoiler of the card right there.
Yeah.
Then Ole Miss is playing Mississippi State, another rivalry with a 9.5-point difference. Ole Miss hosting it.
Hey, Mississippi State, they looked good early this past week against Georgia.
Yeah.
They kind of lost it in the second half, but they looked really, really good after some of their players that didn't want to be there. They wasn't buying in to Mike Leach.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a good close game.
And then, of course, we see Arkansas traveling to Missouri, where Arkansas was favored by 2.
Arkansas ought to mop the floor with them boys.
Yeah, it'll probably be more than 2. Then we see that Kentucky travels to Florida, down there in the swamp.
It ain't going to be no 24-point spread.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. Also, Clemson is hosting Pittsburgh, 24 points.
We ain't played in 3 weeks.
It's revenge, ain't it?
I feel bad for Pittsburgh.
And then COVID team comes out of retirement to play and host Virginia. 9.5. I hope they ain't got one cough on that team.
They better not, because they're going to waste $300,000 going down to Tallahassee.
And then we see Michigan State hosting Northwestern, a 14-point favorite for Northwestern at Michigan State. Really?
Well, Northwestern just beat Wisconsin this past weekend.
Wow.
But Wisconsin also threw 4 interceptions and fumbled the ball.
Ooh. Is it because of the defense for
Northwestern's defense has been pretty solid the past couple years.
I mean, Northwestern, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
it was the quarterback.
That was an anomaly. That's what that was.
Then we see Michigan, and they're going to be hosting Penn State in a nail-biter, 2.5 points.
You have absolutely no reason to watch that game.
Oh.
Turn it.
Wow. Let's answer a few questions before we go on to the pro. Rosalind Wolf Palmer, let's go. Our friend Carolina, Jack, and Roz Dog are watching. Go Dogs. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Palmer. Good to see you. And over there in Georgia, Joseph Wilson, did Coach Wilson coach Nick Lott?
I'm not sure about that.
Not sure. We will find out.
I just know Coach Wilson was my PE teacher in elementary school.
Okay.
That was my favorite class.
Of course, mine was too. Crystal Baird Kennedy is watching, and so we appreciate all of you. And Joe Wilson said, "Go Gamecocks!" All right, thank you for watching. Pull hard for your Gamecocks. You're gonna need all the help they can get.
You got that right.
All right, now let's move on to the NFL, and we see Las Vegas is traveling to Atlanta, where they're a 3-point favorite down there with the Dirty Birds.
The Raiders are a really good team that no one's really paying attention to this year. Probably because they got all them Clemson players. They're going to mop the floor with Atlanta.
And then we see Arizona traveling to New England, where they're a 2.5-point favorite at New England.
I think Arizona's going to beat them by about 10.
Then we see the Giants traveling to Cincinnati, where they're a 5.5-point favorite.
Cincinnati, they lost Joe Burrow for the year with a torn ACL this past Sunday.
Then we've got Cleveland traveling to Jacksonville, where they're a 6.5-point favorite.
This game will be a lot closer than the Steelers-Jacksonville game this Sunday.
And then Minnesota will be hosting Carolina as a 4.5-point favorite.
If they play that game, COVID's breaking out in Minnesota.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. Is it breaking out amongst the players?
Yes.
Or? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
And I meant to ask Referee O'Keefe, about the fielding a team. I heard today that it's not in the SEC, you have to have so many players, but it's up to the coaches. It's not a rule. You can have a team with less than 56 players.
Yep.
So
NFL has 53-man roster.
Wow. And it works for them, don't it? Okay, and the next team we see is Indianapolis hosting Tennessee, a 4-point favorite.
That's going to be a really good game if you could watch that one this weekend. I think the Colts will pull it out, though.
All right, that'll be a good couch game at 1 o'clock. Then we see the Chargers are going to travel up to Buffalo, where their Buffalo is a 5.5-point favorite.
That's going to be a shootout.
Oh, so it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, toss the coin, pick your team. Miami is going to travel to the Jets, where they're a 7-point favorite, the Dolphins.
Tua had some troubles against the Broncos this past weekend. He got benched in the second half. Jets might get their first win of the season. Probably not, but they might.
Okay, look for an upset there. And then let's see, New Orleans is going to travel to Denver, where New Orleans is a 6-point favorite.
They're about to beat the brakes off them boys.
Wow. Okay. And then we see Los Angeles hosting San Francisco, where they're a 7-point favorite.
I assume that's the Rams.
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, the Rams made Tom Brady look stupid last night. But it depends on if that Brandon Ayuk cat comes back off the COVID list for the Niners or not.
And then we see Kansas City as they travel to Tampa Bay down there in Florida, where they're a 3-point favorite.
Patrick Mahomes is going to go in there and say, "This is my league now, Tom Brady." And they might beat them by 20 points.
All right, that'll be a good game to watch, and of course that's an evening game. Then we see Green Bay hosting Chicago, where they're an 8.5-point favorite.
Green Bay is going to win that bad. Chicago can't score on offense.
And then, rounding out the picks for this week, is the late-nighter 8:15 kickoff on Sunday on NBC as Philadelphia hosts Seattle, where Seattle is a 5.5-point favorite.
I would hate to be an Eagles fan this year. This doesn't show the Thursday games.
Okay.
For Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
NFL football on Thanksgiving is a tradition.
And either the college games, because there are college games on Thursday too.
Yep, some of them. Thursday, the Texans at the Lions.
Okay.
Texans are favored by 3. The Lions could not score on a very hurt Carolina Panthers team this past weekend.
Right.
So the Texans ought to win that one. And then you have Washington at the Cowboys. Cowboys are probably going to win. They just lost their strength and conditioning coach. He was rushed to the hospital this morning. He passed away.
Oh, no.
So they got something to play for.
Mm.
And then
What happened?
I'm not sure exactly what happened. I just saw it come across my little Bleacher Report notifications this morning.
Yeah.
But they ought to have something to play for and win that one. And then you got the Ratbirds in Baltimore playing at Pittsburgh, my undefeated Steelers.
Right.
And there's a COVID outbreak in Baltimore now, too.
No.
2 of their running backs will not be playing. One of their offensive linemen is out. And I believe a tight end is going to be out as well. So we'll go ahead and wrap up the division and the playoffs berth this Thursday.
Okay. Well, that's some interesting tidbits. Do you got any final thoughts this week, Carson?
FSU needs to get it together.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the ACC has sort of taught and said, y'all got to play this game out. It'd be interesting to see, but
it doesn't matter. We don't have to play it. It doesn't matter. Miami has had to postpone 2 games already because of COVID.
Okay.
So it's not like it's going to hurt our chances of getting to the ACC championship. They're still going to get the Clemson Notre Dame rematch for the ACC. The ACC is still going to make their money. But Clemson, they need their $300,000 back.
Yeah.
And to quote Dabo Sweeney, we don't give a crap what FSU says.
Yeah. Well, we will see, and it's going to be an interesting Thanksgiving as we're watching these games, and an interesting weekend as we watch all the games in college as well as high school. And we appreciate all of you joining us on Saluda Now. And we want to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. You know, we have a lot to be thankful for, Carson. And
some of us have winning football teams to be thankful for.
I should have known you was going to say that. But anyway, we'll see you next week right here on Tiger Talk Tuesday, coming live from me. Thank you for joining us today.
The Wills Agency, your nationwide insurance agent, is open to serve you with offices in Aiken, Batesburg, and Saluda. Call for your free quote today for auto, home, life, and business. Let me help you say today, James S. Wills Agency, nationwide, is on your side.
The town of Saluda, working together for the betterment of our municipality. We encourage the Tigers tonight, both on the field and off the field, as they work in the classroom. And we are a proud supporter of Saluda now. Timeless Roofing, over 25 years experience, licensed and insured. Before and after, you can see quality and integrity never gets old. TimelessRoofingSC.com. Call for a free quote, 803-687-4184, and tell them Cuz sent you. Come to a Midlands institution, Wiz's Eatery, 110 Church Street, Batesburg, Leesville, where they have mouth-watering burgers, steak and seafood, great salad bar, as well as pizza. Call in tonight, 803-532-1157, or stop by and dine in. Whiz's Eatery. Get back to the good. We know your credit score isn't the whole story, which is why we take a close look at your financial history to get you on the path to a stable future. How can we serve you with loans up to $10,000 approved in 1 hour? Tax services at the end of the year, we can help you with your financial needs. Call 864-445-3770 or visit our website, loansbyworld.com. It's time for Tiger Talk Tuesday, coming live from Miggs. Tiger Talk Tuesday is sponsored by All Out Stump Grinding, Allen Harmon Trucking, Berry Insurance Agency, CM Tree Service, Cricket Wireless, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, Floyd Nicholson for Senate District 10, H&R Block, J&R Exterminating, Josh Price for Sheriff, Miggs of Saluda, Motor Coach Paint and Body Sales, Newberry Hospital, Northland Cable, Persimmon Hill Country Club, Punk's PB and Jam, Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing, Ramey Funeral Home, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, the Law Office of Nancy T. Jordan, the Ridge Baptist Association of Churches, the Town of Saluda, the Wills Agency Nationwide Insurance, Timeless Roofing, and Whizzes of Batesburg, Leesville. We're so glad you're tuned in to Tiger Talk Tuesday. We encourage to send your comments and calls today throughout the program. Today we'll have special guests, and we will talk about the latest going on around Saluda area, as well as all the happenings in sports. You're watching Tiger Talk Tuesday, live from Miggs, on your Saluda Now.